Hey everybody, this is Review Revolution coming back at you with part 2 of the DC Universe Wave 6, Superman. We're going to take a look at the figure here. As I had mentioned, this is the black-suited or recovery-suited Superman from the Death and Return of Superman during the Reign of Superman run. Pretty nice. I mean, it is it's not a figure that I necessarily would say, you know, we had to have. But again, considering that it is a very pivotal moment, that it really was, it was the tipping point for kind of a relaunch or a reboot of a lot of the DC characters. Superman being one, Green Lantern being the other one. Green Lantern was really one that suffered from the ripples of that storyline. So, you know, getting this character, I think, really does, even though this he only appeared in a few issues, this is really a good one to put out there, and one I think fans really do appreciate. Looking at the pack, of course, you know, standard DC Universe packing, you know, got the orange background. As I mentioned with Captain Marvel, it's the 7 panels for 5 characters, which is just kind of funny. The Click and Connect is Calabac. And here we get his left arm. And not only that, it looks like we're getting his mace along with it. Alright, goody. On the back of the package, we've got Captain Marvel, who we've already done. Superman in his black suit. Now there is the blue suited version, which if you saw my unboxing video, you know we're going to get to. Killer Moth, Hawkman, and Mr. Miracle. Dr. Impossible is the variant on him, and we'll get to that as well. All together, they form Calabac, which, you know, based just on the picture, it looks pretty good. Now, I've only got a leg so far to go by. We'll have an arm in a second, but going by the picture, looks like he's going to be pretty cool. The biography: when the menace known as Doomsday came to Earth, it fell to Superman to battle him and to a standstill, and the death. Though it cost him his life, the Man of Steel saved his adopted homeworld. Superman's death activated the Eradicator, an entity from Krypton who assumed Superman's identity and placed the body of the fallen hero in a suit designed to regenerate the spark of life in the last son of Krypton. Yeah, that's kind of right, but it's leaving out some stuff. Statistics. Now, this is statistics on Superman directly, not the black-suited Superman. The first appearance is Action Comics number 1. Real name Clark Kent, or Kal-El. Occupation reporter. I think superhero kind of falls in that occupation as well. Base of operations Metropolis. Abilities super strength, speed, invulnerability, fly, height, heat vision, X-ray vision, and freeze breath. So it's the Man of Steel. It's the one we all know. We'll take a moment. We'll pop him out of the pack and get a closer look at the figure. So be right back. Alright everybody, we got Superman out of his pack, and I have to say, it's not a bad figure. It's actually better out of the pack than in. I have to say, it's something where, I don't know if it's the pose that they put him in, I don't know if it's the fact that he's against, that he's showing us that yellow starburst, but for whatever reason, I do like this figure a lot more out of the pack than I did in. Really, looking at Superman, you can tell, I mean, it's just a black body form, not all that much different from Black Manta, actually. I mean, from the back here, there's really not much to you know, differentiate him from Black Manta. But you can see here, you know, the flesh tone paint. Now, this is a black plastic, and you can see the spray lines where they began to paint his shoulders and his face, but the skin tone itself is actually really good. It's not too pale. It's not, you know, a heavy application. You know, all the things that I had said negative about some of the Marvel Legend figures from from my earlier reviews. This is not something Superman suffers from. The application on the paint is really well and comes out really nice. Even in the hair, they've continued to keep the blue highlights in Superman's hair. I don't believe in blue hair, but you know, they're keeping it consistent, and it comes out well. So, you know, good job there. As far as paint goes, there isn't much. There's the wristbands that are sculpted on his wrists, just basically single pieces. On his toe, he has the paint on the toe. So for having so little on there, it is disappointing that his S is off center. I mean, it's not running. Oh, actually, let me correct myself before I can say that. There is a drop of what looks to be the flesh color that did kind of run down and drop here. So there is one little drop on that. But it's so minor, I almost forgot about it. But the S being off-center is a much bigger deal, and one that I am more disappointed about. I think that considering that's one of the few paint applications the figure has, they could have taken the time to make sure they got it good. Otherwise, articulation. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about the mullet, because you knew I was going to get to it. I mean, I don't know anybody who's going to review this figure and not talk about the mullet. Not exactly the most popular hairstyle in the world, and there are a couple of different explanations that there may be for the decision to give him one. For me personally, it could be that he just came back to life. He's still kind of recovering, and he hasn't yet redeveloped his sense of good taste yet. So, they've went ahead and gave him that hairstyle. A more reasonable one might be is that the entire death and resurrection of Superman took place during 92 and 93, which, for anybody who was kind of following trends, probably remembered that our good friend Mr. Billy Ray Achy Breaky Cyrus had his big hit at that time, and of course, what was he known for? The mullet. But Superman has his, and as you can imagine, it does limit the articulation for his ball joint. It does not go up. It will go down, and he can look forward, and he can turn his head fine. But of course, business in the front, all party in the back, well, it's going to cause some problems. The arms, no cape. Superman has no cape in this version. So the arms can go up and out, full range of movement on them. Twist of the bicep, elbow, wrist. He's got his crunch. Nice little crunch there. A little loose for being a new figure. Twist at the waist. Leg comes up. Leg comes out. Bends at the knee. Thigh cut and foot. So, nothing new there. Very standard. The only thing that I would say is that I think that with this Superman, if they had put in the accessory kind of bandolier and the pouches and things he was wearing when he was going all, nutso, that would be kind of cool. Something to snap on his legs, maybe something that goes across his chest, something that was more of an action moment for him. This one is just real basic. Easy to put together, easy to throw out there, and again, a good one to have for Superman fans. But I think putting those other accessories in couldn't have been too tough, and it would have made for a more interesting figure. Now, I didn't forget this time. The Calabac left arm is here, and with it, we get his mace that is made in China. But so far, Calabac's looking good. An arm and a leg. Let's see here. Yep, it fits. And looking at the arm, I have to say, looking at this arm, you would think Calabac's going to be a huge, huge character, but that leg is so stumpy that it's like, I wonder what we're going to end up with when we're done. What's the scale going to be like? But this has been a review of the DC Universe Wave 6 Superman in his black suit. We'll get to the red and blues soon. But for now, this has been the Review Revolution saying rate, subscribe, comment, join the revolution, and we'll see you next time.